Now the real pain begins, Danny boy. God, I was so stoked when he returned, man. I could not believe that. He had the best return character arc to me, man. Holy shit. I love what they did with him. I love the fact that that's why the actor even said it. That played Terry Silver. He said that he liked the fact how they brought him back and all that. How he was like living a normal life, you know, and everything like that. Kreese had to, as the character says, mess with my head. You know, so yeah. However, we're gonna talk about, was Terry Silver's apology sincere? You know, I ran across a comment on the Cobra Kai related YouTube uploads, and somebody says Terry Silver's apology to Daniel, which is on the thumbnail, which is a picture of the scene on the thumbnail, was sincere. And I said, really? I remember when I first saw it, I was like, you lying motherfucker. That's what I was saying. I was like, you bullshit. I don't believe that. I was like, I wouldn't accept this apology either, Daniel. Fuck that motherfucker, bro. He didn't even look sincere, man. It's a poor display of sincerity that I ever fucking saw. It's ridiculous. So we're going to look at some threads that talk about it. Or a thread. Yeah, Thomas Ian Griffith. Thomas Ian Griffith. This man was retired for 14 years before he took on the role of Terry Silver. 14 years he was retired. And he was writing screenplays and shit, like he was still involved with the movie somewhat, but he wasn't acting, you know what I'm saying? So that was interesting too. It makes me appreciate his performance even more as Terry Silver. Yeah, a close friend of John Kreese from their shared time in the military. He is the wealthy former owner of Dynatox Industries. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to here we go. Terry Silver's apology was sincere. Here's a Reddit post. I love reading the Reddit posts. Terry Silver's plot twist. Why is it called plot twist? That's interesting. Terry Silver's was genuine when he apologized to Daniel. So let's go into this. It says, you know, some people think Terry Silver was genuine bit, but I don't buy it. I don't either. I never bought it. That's why I boggled my mind when somebody actually put that in the comment section. It was like, it's sincere. He said, this guy said the writers and the actors said Terry Silver's apology was sincere. I ran across the actors saying it, but I ain't ran across the writers. Maybe I didn't search hard enough, because I did glance over it some days ago. But this Reddit poster does not believe it. I don't believe it. He definitely wasn't fucking sorry, because there's a clear distinction between apology and sorry. Some people may get it, think it's the same thing, but it's not. Just because somebody says I apologize doesn't mean they're sorry for what they did. They're just trying to take back what they did, or they're trying to erase what they did to you. That's what apology means. They just throw it away. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, this person said, oh, here it goes. The actor and the writers, I'm trying not to laugh. The actor and the writers have all said that it was a sincere apology, and that if Daniel had accepted it, Silver wouldn't have gone all in on Cobra Kai. That's bullshit. And this is not coming from the writers themselves. This is coming from some fan or viewer. I didn't see from the writers, like I didn't run across a thread. I mean, like a link where it actually said the writer said it. The writer said out their mouth. He says, he goes on to say, but the actor also mentioned that the betrayal by his best friend is what pushed him over the edge. Now that I do believe, because some people said it happened, but he was going to betray Kreese before that. No, it was when he refused to finish off Johnny. I've been saying that since I first saw it, and nobody was going to convince me otherwise. It's like, and you can see the expression on his face when he says, "I thought this is what you wanted," you know. Okay, Pac says, but the actor also mentioned that the betrayal by his best friend is what pushed him over the edge. He's responding to this part. Okay, he's responding to what he says. Silver got pushed so far over the edge that the Joker effectively made a cameo in the series, temporarily taking over Silver's body as he drunkenly beat up Stingray. I remember the people comparing him that he could be the Joker. No, he was fucking distraught. He was drunk when he beat him up and everything. And it was at that moment he made up his mind on how he was going to betray Kreese. He was trying to figure out a way to get rid of him. But when Stingray tried to come back in Cobra Kai, that's when he figured out his master plan on how he was going to betray Kreese. KS Go says that makes no sense. In the aftermath of an attack on their dojo, Silver chooses to arrogantly walk up to Miyagi-Do with Kreese in tow, and while he apologizes, quote unquote, to Daniel, his friend works on sowing seeds of discontent with Johnny. And all this happens right after he talks Kreese out of a direct retaliatory attack and offers him an alternative. And this apology is accepted. It's supposed to be sincere. It's not. You can tell. I was gambling on showing the scene here for you guys. Actually, have you guys watch it, and I was going to comment after it was done, but I decided against it. So you can see in the scene that it's a lot of reasons. It's different reasons why I say he wasn't sincere. Because the very first time I saw it, I didn't believe him that he was sincere. Like I said, so it was just the way he carried himself. It's just the way he was smiling at Daniel. As you can see in the thumbnail of this vlog here, he had like a little, like a smirk on his face, if you will. And that's not a sincere apology. And the way he was trying to explain it, he said, if I could take it all back, I'd do it. And he was like, my actions were irreprehensible. Somebody said, it's just the way he said it and the way he was trying to be sincere. This is what I think. I've been thinking this since Karate Kid 3, since we first see him in Karate Kid 3, that he is bad at pretending to be sincere, pretending to be a character. I don't know if the writers did that on purpose, because it's plain this day that he's playing Daniel and Miyagi. You know what I'm saying? Because when he first runs across Miyagi and Daniel for the first time, and when he's walking away, he has like a little smile on his face. He like shakes his head and he walks out of there, and you can see it. So it's like the film is letting you know that he's full of shit, even though we already know it before then. But as he was talking to Daniel and Miyagi in Karate Kid 3, you can see that he was like trying to hold in a laugh, like he was trying not to laugh. That's the message I got for years, even since seeing Karate Kid 3. And it was the same with this scene here in the Cobra Kai show, when he confronted Daniel with Kreese in tow. He was pretty much the same way. He was like trying to hold in a laugh. You know what I'm saying? Just to let you know he's full of shit. Serene River says this apology was as sincere as it could be coming from a narcissist. Silver felt entitled to having his apology accepted because he was genuine when he gave it. Though his intentions of going there helping Kreese in his war on Daniel, riding up Daniel, and sowing discord between Daniel and Johnny make the apology meaningless to everyone who understands what a sincere apology is, which Silver doesn't understand. What? I don't believe it. Y'all can believe what y'all want. I don't give a fuck who said it. It was sincere. The writers and actor. It was not. Because if it was meant to be sincere, it was poor writing on their part. And that in itself is bad. Bad writing. Koss says, even for a narcissist, an apology that's only a part of a play can't be sincere. Right. I mean, even if Daniel had accepted the apology, I don't see that change anything where Silver is concerned. No, it wouldn't have changed shit. It's like Koss is on point. He's responding pretty much how I would if I was Koss. It's like, no, man, it's not sincere at all. Because if the writers wanted us to see that his apologies was sincere, they would have fucking shown it in the scene. Why did they have to explain to us that it was? That means the writing was bad. I mean, if this apology was meant to be sincere, it did not show in the scene. It didn't show at all. That's what I'm saying. And if it was meant to show, and if we was meant to see it, that means it was bad writing because I didn't see it for the life of me. I did not see it as a sincere apology. That's what I'm saying. Technical Highlight says, I don't know about you, but part of me really wishes the writers didn't have Silver betray Kreese because I really do find the friendship dynamic between the two interesting. Two supposedly pure evil men capable of loving. Do you think there is a way to keep the arc of Silver and Kreese in Cobra Kai relatively the same, but without Silver betraying Kreese? He wasn't if he gonna beat Johnny to a pulp. He wasn't gonna betray Kreese. That's the thing. Because some people actually believe that Kreese was actually playing that Silver was actually playing Kreese. And he was planning on betraying them long before the events when he was supposed to beat Johnny to a pulp to throw Miguel off balance, because Miguel Diaz is Johnny's top student. That was the whole plan, to throw the kid off balance so they can win the tournament, okay? So now I do not buy the fact that he planned on betraying Kreese before that. I don't buy the fact that he was pretending to be Kreese's friend this entire time. He came back to take over Cobra Kai from the get-go. No, I do not believe that at all. That is not what I seen watching the series. I watched the third season more than once to know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. And there was also one scene when he actually told Kreese, oh, well, you were right that I was living a lie. He pretty much said that because that's what Silver wants to believe, that he was living a lie. Because at that point in time, Silver became so versed in resurrecting himself that there was no turning back. That's what it was telling me. There was no turning back. He was not going to go back to his former life no matter what. Was he happy? Was he content with his life before Kreese came into it? Yes, he was. How do I know that? How many times did he ignore Kreese's calls when he tried to call him? A lot of times. That's why Kreese came down to meet him face to face, because he kept blowing him off. Okay? And then when he saw Kreese face to face after 35 fucking years, right? He wanted Kreese to leave. He didn't embrace him in the hug and say, it's been a while. It's been a long time, buddy. How you doing? He wanted Kreese to get the fuck out of his face. And then after their dinner, if you could call it that, when they was talking to each other on the railing, right? He still wanted Kreese to leave. And there's a deleted scene where Silver says, okay, after they had that talk on the railing before Kreese goes back home, Silver actually said a deleted scene. He says, would you want me to throw you over the railing, or are you willing to just walk out of here by yourself? I wish they would have kept that in, because that shows us that Silver didn't want anything to do with this man. So yeah. I mean, yeah, Silver was Silver did care about his John Kreese. He saw John Kreese as his best friend. He even said, I think he said that in season 5. When he was talking to Chosen, when it was going to drink some wine, when he invited Chosen over to his house, he said his best friend. He addressed Kreese as his best friend. I do believe he was sincere regarding that, because he did regard Kreese as his best friend. So much so he was broken after the events of Karate Kid 3. Okay? After the events of Karate Kid 3, he was broken. Kreese pretty much left him high and dry after they failed to win the Karate Kid tournament. And plus, Cobra Kai became banned for completing the All Valley tournament again. So Kreese disappears. Terry Silver had nobody to talk to. He went down in the dumps, but he had to pick his own self back up. He was hurt when Kreese left him. He was. So yeah. Give me a second. Hold on. Turn on this. Fuck, it's getting dark in here. All right. Anyways, excuse me. I kind of went on a tangent, but it's not really a tangent if you pay attention to what I was saying. It's about how sincere the character Terry Silver is. You know what I'm saying? He's sincere regarding Kreese. Okay? But he was not sincere regarding his fucking apology, as far as I'm concerned. As far as what I see. Okay? That's what I'm trying to make. That's the point I'm trying to make here. But Purple Crush says, I think all the characters are going to get the overall growth they need by the end of the closure and the closure that they need. Terry Silver and John Kreese included. Remember Karate Kid 1, there are no bad students, only bad teachers. I disagree with that, by the way. Let me tackle this. There are no such thing as bad students, only bad teachers. I love Mr. Miyagi, man. I mean, I told many people that I do. I genuinely love this case. In fact, he's still among my favorite characters in the Karate Kid story, period. Including the Cobra Kai series, okay? Even though he's no longer around the Cobra Kai series, he's still among my top favorite characters, okay? Now, there are no bad students, only bad teachers. Now, if I were to teach somebody to build a bomb and to set it to explode on buildings where people live at, right? Or to harm people. Now, if that's to be true, if there's no such thing as a bad student, that would mean even though I taught the student how to build the bomb and he took the bomb to a building and he injured or killed many people, and he set the bomb because I taught him how to do it, that would mean that I would get in trouble and he won't. I will go to jail, I will go to trial, and I will probably receive the death penalty on whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, and he would just go scot-free even though he was the one that planted the fucking bomb. And he made the bomb even though I taught him how to make it. That's why I don't believe in that. Because the student does the action by themselves. Yes, they're influenced by the bad teacher. They were taught by the bad teacher. But if you're gonna use, let's say, the Cobra Kai art to harm people, that's on you. You chose to do that. Okay? That's my thing about that. Now, The student will become a bad teacher if he carries on what he learned from his teacher to another student. Then he'll become the bad teacher, and that student in turn will become a bad student as a result of the bad teacher. It will be the cycle all over again, over and over. It'd be a continuing cycle, over and over and over and over and over again. So that's my take on there are no such thing as bad students, only bad teachers. Now let's continue on with this comment. He says Terry and Kreese were made the way they were by their commander. Right. Exactly. That's what I was just talking about. Yes, they made some serious mistakes, but the entire theme of Cobra Kai especially has been about leaving your mistakes in the past and growing from them. Yes, that's true. That is absolutely true. It wasn't a mistake. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a mistake. Let's take Terry Silver for example. That wasn't a mistake when he had a 18-year-old boy injure himself and have his knuckles bleed because Kreese wanted it to happen. Okay? Pretending to be his friend when he wasn't. And wanted this young man to experience pain. That's far from a mistake. And let's go to Kreese. It's far from a mistake when Kreese murdered his captain. Yes, murdered. Okay? The rescue had already came. The captain was like, you can lift me up now. You know what I'm saying? The fight's over, you know what I'm saying? But Kreese was like, you were right, I never heeded your teachings. However, I'm going to do it now. No mercy or something like he said. And then he just smashed his hand, right? And the man fell in the snake pit. That's fucking murder. 101. He murdered that man. It's coming back to, he says, what did Kreese say before he murdered his captain? He said, you were right, Captain. I never heeded your warnings. Not anymore. He said, but I ain't finna make that mistake again. Yeah. He said, I ain't finna make that mistake again. And then he stumped the man, then he stepped on the man's hand and his grip was loosened and he fell into the snake pit to his death. So yeah, on the last part of this comment, it says, he says, I think the series ending with Terry and Kreese being redeemed somehow will be awesome. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I don't think there's a redemption arc for Terry Silver, and I'm fine with that. This man is the coldest, the biggest antagonist in the entire Cobra Kai series, if you ask me. And I hope they bring him back for season 6. I really do. This man needs to return. It's not far-fetched to believe he can get himself out of prison. It's not so fucking far-fetched. It's not. So, yeah, Earl says, he says, I agree. No unnecessary deaths, just realistic consequences. I can see the success of the series with them all appearing as guest stars once the new generation takes over. And the respective dojos all having more of a competitive rivalry at worst and friendly rivalry at best, coexisting as no different than rival college sports teams. What is he saying? It's gonna be a Cobra Kai season 7? Or it's gonna be like another season entirely with a different name, but it's the same universe as Cobra Kai? I doubt it. If anything, they may make a Miyagi prequel, because a lot of people are wanting to see that. I wouldn't mind seeing a Miyagi prequel series. That'd be fucking cool. Especially if it's done by the writers of Cobra Kai. That's even better. Even though they writing in the first part of season 6 is fucking bonkers. I mean, holy shit. But yeah, so he says, come to think of it, they should eventually have adult classes with college kids and older kids on the spinoff. Yeah, I thought about them doing something like that, but I doubt. I don't think that's gonna happen. A whiskey boy says wrong. Kreese was made the way he was by his commander. Silver was made the way he was by Kreese. After Kreese saved him, Silver looked up to Kreese, and it's obvious that Kreese would have trained Silver, and Silver devoted himself to Kreese's teachings. Yes, he also devoted himself to he devoted his life to Kreese because Kreese saved his life from fighting against his master, because you know goddamn well that young Terry Silver was not going to win against that man in that snake pit fight. That fight would have been probably so goddamn short. The commander would have been upset and committed suicide and jumped in the snake pit after Silver. Okay, he says when Silver cut Kreese out of his life, he dealt with his problems and became a respectable man. However, Kreese came along and not only re-recruited Silver but reactivated Silver's PTSD and speculated drug use, not proven though, right, causing Silver to revert. Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I believe happened. Kreese came back, and and Silver even told him. He says, "Why could you let sleeping dogs lie? You have to come and mess with my head, you know." Remember, Kreese was calling him. He kept hanging up on him over and over again. That's why Kreese went down there in person to see him. As to how he got the man's address after 35 years, I have no fucking idea. But that's what happened. So let's see. Ironically, the teachings of the commander resulted in Kreese turning on him, and history repeated itself when those same teachings Kreese taught Silver had Silver turned on him as well. Right. Like history repeats itself. He turned on his master pretty much. Instead of helping the man up, he decided to murder his master. I mean his commander. And Silver ended up turning on Kreese because Kreese refused to not show mercy to Johnny. So he goes on to say, "I believe this is the redemption arc now for Kreese." It was supposed to be, but unfortunately, season 6 had other plans. With Silver's betrayal and behind bars, this will be where Kreese reflects on what has happened and realizes it was his own teachings that led to his undoing. That was supposed to be the story. Perhaps Silver would get redeemed once more, but not yet. Kreese needs to suffer first by watching Silver use what he's taught him destructively, so it can hit home to Kreese just how badly he's fucked up. Man, that's good writing right there. That's what I expected to see with season 6, but we didn't get that. Kreese redemption arc was thrown out the window. And those who say Kreese was pretending he was putting on the facade for the corrections officer, you guys are out of your mind if you believe that. I'm just saying that right now. It's like, that is not what the story showed us. That's not what is seen on the screen. That's not what it's showing us. So let's get out of Reddit. There's more comments to that too, but I just want to move on. Oh shit, what the fuck? I don't know what the AO or whatever the fuck it is. I ain't trying to do nothing. I thought I missed. Let me see. Was Silver's apology to Daniel genuine? Was he trying to mess with his head? He trying to mess with Daniel's head. So what are your thoughts on this? Because for me, I feel like that it was both. How? How is it both? You could tell from the smirk on Silver's face from when he first sees Dan. That's what makes me believe he wasn't sincere. He had that goddamn smirk. How the fuck you gonna believe him? That's the same fucking smile Daniel seen 35 years ago. I mean, holy shit. Can you imagine how long it took Daniel to get over that shit, man? How many years it took? What Silver did to him? And what about when he met Daniel in the store later on in season 3 or the episode itself? Silver was enjoying fucking with Daniel again. And what does Silver say to Daniel? And I quote, all I did was wind you up and got out of the way. See, that's how he viewed what he did to Daniel back in 1989 as Daniel was his toy. He was a puppet. He was a wind-up toy. He enjoyed playing with Daniel. All I had to do was wind you up, and I got out of the way. And he was saying, you gotta admit that you liked it. You felt more powerful, you know. Trying to get Daniel to say he liked it and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? This is what I would say. I say, yeah, you're absolutely correct. I did like it. Punching that guy in the nose, yeah, it felt kind of good, but the end result sucks. So no, thank you. I don't want to be involved with Cobra Kai again. I mean, of course Daniel liked it. Who doesn't like being taught the Cobra Kai ways? It makes you feel more powerful. It makes you feel confident, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's distorted. It's distorted shit. You know? Of course, it should make you feel good, because that's why you continue in Cobra Kai, because it makes you feel good. Because if it didn't, they wouldn't have no Cobra Kai students if it didn't make them feel good. It's like sex. Why keep fucking if it doesn't feel good? Why keep jacking off when the climax is not good anymore? You get my point. And how the fuck was it both? Was it genuine? It was both genuine and mess with his head? I don't understand that. He says you could tell from the smirk on Silver's face from when he first sees Daniel again after all those years that it's still a wound for him that has never truly healed, but at the same time, I can't help but get the feeling that Silver was just looking for an excuse to go home, since he had enough self-awareness at that point to realize that he and Kreese were making the same mistakes again and didn't want to be part of it. How the fuck? No, that's not true. By the time, I'm gonna tell you when this transformation was complete, when there was no return. When he first tied his hair up in a ponytail, and when he looked in his mirror, when he first tied his hair up in a ponytail, that's when he became Terry Silver. That was it. I mean, the old Terry Silver was fully resurrected, and from that point on, all he did was delve deeper, 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 and deeper into that character. That's all he did. Okay. There was no, I want to go back home, so I'm going to apologize to Daniel. Then why the fuck did he bring John Kreese with him then? Why did he bring him with him then, huh? He should apologize to Daniel one-on-one. All right? There was no excuse. I hope Daniel accepts my apology, because if he says he accepts, I get to go back home and I get to put this mess behind us. No, motherfucker. No. That is not what's being told. That is not true. Not at all. No. Sensitive Pipe says, these names, Silver's apology was fake right from the get-go. He knew how Daniel would react, and he used that to get the excuse he was looking for. It's like, I tried being civil, but it didn't work. I guess that means I get to do things unhinged way now. Right! They gave him more of a push to do what he wanted to do, what he had to do. Exactly. Because Silver is sick like that. That's how Silver operates. We talk about Terry Silver. This man is far from being a saint. Okay? And it goes on to say, you can see Silver justify to himself. Oh wait, you can see Silver justify to himself what he's about to do when Daniel promptly dismissed his facade he's trying to put on. Right. It says, let's remember that Kim Sung-young's style of Tang Soo Do is based around deception. Oh my God, I could kiss this man. This response is fucking spot on. Let's not forget that Tang Soo Do is based on deception. And who said that to Daniel in season 5? Season 4? Who's the one that said it to Daniel in season 4? Who? Chosen. Chosen was the one who told Daniel that. Tang Soo Do is based around deception. So why in the fuck wouldn't Terry Silver use deception to throw his enemies off balance? It doesn't always mean karate. Okay? It can mean psychological shit. Crease have done it. I mean, come on, man. Okay, it goes on to say, Silver and Kreese execute this style of deception not only when it comes to fighting, but also with regards to their overall mannerisms, which they use to influence and manipulate others. That's what I just said. That is exactly what I just said. Oh, man. I don't think I give myself enough credit, man. I pretty much predicted how he was gonna finish off his response. Oh God. Lord Kane says the big three, along with TIG himself, would like to disagree with you. Who? Okay, since the pipe comes back, he says, then it makes me wonder why they wrote out the dialogue the way they did. Right! He talking about the writers? The writers? No. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. But I'm trying to make this a shorter version. If the writers wanted us to believe that want us to see that Terry Silver was being sincere with his apology, they failed. Which equals bad writing. Okay? Sensitive Pipe says, and I read, then it makes sense. Then it makes me wonder why they wrote out that dialogue the way they did. It's fair to say the writers were going to establish that Silver had ulterior motive the whole time, just like he did in Karate Kid 3. Regression back to his old self was part of that plan. End quote. See, Sensitive Pipe saw it for what it was. He saw it for what it was. Okay? So Terry Silver was not being sincere about that apology. And we got more insight as to how he was being insincere about it, his apology. But hey, viewer or listener, take it like you will. I'm just explaining. I mean, when I started this vlog, I said I don't believe it's sincere. But now I personally got more reason to stick with that claim. I didn't see it. And I'm getting more proof that it wasn't sincere. Because like I said, if we were meant to see it, It was bad writing, like a motherfucker. Oh, Trevor Frederick says, Silver thinks it was sincere. Iron Panties. What the fuck kind of neck? Anyways, Iron Panties says, Silver's apology was sincere, but his delivery and demeanor wasn't. Either way, Danny Boy wouldn't have forgiven him. Wait, how the fuck does that make sense? Hey, can somebody comment in the comment section to tell me how this shit makes sense? Iron Panties says, Silver's apology was sincere, but his delivery and demeanor wasn't. Trying to figure, how does that make sense? Silver's apology was sincere, but his delivery and demeanor wasn't. That means he wasn't sincere at the whole time. I'll tell you. I mean, if you're not careful, other people can make you more stupid than you actually are. I mean, what the fuck? Let's move on, man. Happy Mike says, I think that Silver's apology was fake, even though it seemed to be sincere. No, it didn't. He goes on to say, Daniel still had a lot of unresolved trauma from what Silver did, and he was clearly rattled by Silver showing up. There is a chance that Silver was aware of it, but we'll never know. Dude, the scene spoke volumes, man. It spoke on what was going on with Silver and Daniel. Look at the body languages. Look at the facial expressions, man. Silver was full of shit. Just like he's good at being. Just like he was back in 1989, okay? He was full of shit then. When he was resurrected, he became full of shit again. The pseudo art relies on deception. Remember that. Remember that. Avatar Snacks. This funny. I also got some funny names. Avatar Snacks says, I think it was, even though he didn't act like it. I think the main reason he gave off that energy was because he was with Kreese. Get the fuck out of here. And he needed to show his captain he wasn't showing any mercy, as Kreese was the only person's opinion he cared about. So yeah, in the scene, I think he was sincere despite coming across like a smartass. I don't think he was fully gone yet to where it was a total lie. I do believe it. I explained it with the ponytail when he tied his hair up in the ponytail. It goes moving on. He says, and although I can't prove it, I feel. Okay, this is speculation territory now. He says, even though I can't prove it, I feel if Terrence were to have a run-in to Daniel before encountering Kreese again, I feel he'd have given a more subdued and humble apology and attempt to make it right on some level, even if Daniel wouldn't accept it from him. Just my 2 cents. I gotta say I agree with him on that. Had Daniel encountered him before Kreese got to him, he probably, in fact, he wouldn't. I don't think he would have said I apologize. He would have said I'm sorry. That's what he would have said. That's what I'm thinking. He would have said, Daniel, I'm sorry for what happened. I'm sorry you went through that trauma. You know, hope you can find in your heart to forgive me and move on with your life. But yeah, but by that point, when he walked to the dojo with Kreese, he was already gone. Terrence was pretty much dead, if he wasn't dead already. Okay? There was no going back to being Terrence. Amazing Village says fake news. Come on. Ville says, I think it was genuine since after. Oh, here we go. Another. Somebody else thinks it was genuine. Let's read this one. He says, I think it was genuine since after Karate Kid 3, he rebuilt himself up and seemed to be an okay dude till Kreese came back and turned him into an asshole. He wasn't a manipulative dude until later into season 4 when he slowly turns back into the Karate Kid 3 version. No, he became Silver when he tied his hair up in a ponytail after he had that flashback when Johnny made him say Cobra Kai never dies. And remember, during the scene when young Silver says never dies, it was on the echo, never dies, never dies, never dies. Never dies. As it never dies was echoing, it goes back to the present when Silver's looking himself in the mirror. And it was at that point that he became Terry Silver. The 1989 and before Terry Silver. Okay, when he tied his hair in a ponytail and that orchestra music started playing. Okay? That's when Silver was resurrected completely. Or almost completely, to the point where there was no turning back. Okay, it goes on to say, he tried to make peace, but when Danny Boy be hostile, he say, fuck this, I'm done being sorry. Dude just refused to take much responsibility for Karate Kid 3. Nah, bullshit. He wasn't even fucking sorry. Like I said before, when somebody offers an apology, that does not equal sorrow. It doesn't. Saying I'm sorry means you like the word says, you're genuinely sorry, you feel bad for what you did. You don't say I apologize, but at the same time you're feeling sorry for it. No, it doesn't work that way. So that's enough. That's the end of that 3. I enjoyed reading that. I enjoyed reading that a lot. I like this kind. This is up for debate. It really is. You know, it really up for debate. I have my reasons to believe it's full of shit. Like I just knew ever since I first saw the scene. I think we're done here. How much? 47 minutes? Yeah. We're gonna cut it here. This was pretty good. There's more threads on this too. But I think we pretty much covered everything. At least enough. We covered enough at least. And yeah, so Terry Silver, was his apology sincere? Or was he being a complete manipulative asshole? Being a true student of Kim Sung-young, using the art of manipulative deception. You be the judge. And if you still think he's, at least if you're still in that boat that he was sincere, well, I'm not here to convince you. I'm basically here to share my thoughts and the reason why I think the way I do, and my opinions, the reason why I think that, you know. I'm just saying, I explain the reasons why I don't believe it. So other people have explained in the thread, and also I read the comments of those who posts who actually disagree. They say he was sincere. However, that's the end of this video, this upload. Thank you for watching, and until next time, on more Cobra Kai shit coming your way, because I do have another Cobra Kai video planned down the road. So I just have to put some more bullet points to it before I start the video on that. It's gonna be really good, so I hope people watch that and I hope it blows up. You know, and yeah, so with that being said, this is Y Chromosome signing the fuck out. Peace and love. Good health to you all. Be safe out there. Peace. I'm outy bouty, baby.